everyone, so we're going to be doing a Pheonix Xmen makeup look today. That's the inspiration. So the first thing you're going to want to do is have a red wig. Then we're going to start with doing the base of the body makeup. So I'm doing a V with an eyeliner. Next I'm going to take a white eyeliner pencil and we're going to use this to pretty much trace out the shape of the phoenix on the neck. The reason why I do that is it just helps for editing. Now that I have my shape done, I'm going to use a white body paint and I'm going to trace my final shape with this body paint. I'm going to try to be really careful to get sharp lines, but pretty much I'm just going to go over the outline that I did with my NYX eyeliner pencil in white. So this part of the process does take some time because I do want to make sure that I get the shape of the phoenix right. So feel free to skip ahead, but we're going to be outlining the entire shape. So at this time, this completes the outline of the phoenix. So the next thing you're going to want to do is get a black face paint and you're going to go over like all the edges around the phoenix, and we're kind of making like almost a V-shaped collar. This black paint will go all the way up to your jawline, so just make sure that you have enough face paint to cover all the areas. When I'm applying this type of face paint, I am using a flat brush and just trying to do kind of long strokes in the same direction. So I'm kind of going horizontally to try to avoid any sort of streaking. This process, as far as trying to get it very dark, I will have to kind of layer over this a couple times, and then once I finish the other side of the neck, I'll take a big fluffy brush and dip it into a black eyeshadow, and I'm going to set all the areas that I'm painting in black right now. So this is just going to help prolong the wear of the makeup. It'll also give it an extra layer of color, so all of these like lines that you're seeing, it's gonna help minimize it, so you don't have to be too perfect with your first paint coat, and it'll just help set. So I'm just continuing on to the other side and just make sure to blend. Just be very careful when you're like working around the phoenix so you don't color over the white parts. Now, taking your white body paint, we're going to actually work on covering your shoulders, your arms. You want to go under the arm and around a little bit past the shoulder. is already like hard enough to make pop. So this is just going to be your base layer. So this is basically what it's going to look like. Now we're going to move on to some eyeshadow. This is going to be the start of our face. So taking that reddish burgundy shade with my beauty blender, I'm just kind of stamping that all over one side of my face and around the forehead. I'm just blending that out so it kind of has like a faded effect, almost like if you were bronzing or contouring. Next, I am taking my NYX white pencil and we're drawing little lightning bolts almost on the face, and then you're going to take an orangey yellow eyeshadow and just kind of layer over top of that. You can also add depth to this kind of like lightning phoenixy look by adding some like deeper shading around the lines and then also layering back over with your white pencil. So I'm just going to continue this onto the forehead. And if you make any mistakes, it's okay. It all just kind of blends together. Now, going back in with that burgundy shadow, I am lining underneath my eyes, and now I'm dipping into this orangey yellow shade, and that's going to be the base of my shadow. I kind of want to place that above the crease because I want that color to peek through. So I'm just taking that in kind of windshield wiper motions, going back and forth, slightly above the crease of the eye. Now I'm taking one shade darker, it's a slightly more orange tone, and I'm trying to keep that one slightly lower, not as high, because we're trying to do like a bit of a gradient effect. And then I'm going to take that burgundy shade that I used on the face and under the eye, and I'm going to layer that in a bit of a V shape because we kind of want a bit of a cat eye. So at this point, I went ahead and did lashes and eyeliner off the camera, so you can see the final effect there. And we're going to start working on our lips. So I'm using Spice by MAC to just do a really general line of my lips, and for my red color I'm using this liquid lipstick from Chanel. It's really nice, it's so long wearing, so I'm just going to add that as my first layer. It is slightly bright for this look, so once I have this on, I will be taking that burgundy shadow with a flat brush and just kind of deepening the color and setting it all in place. Here is the flat brush that I'm using in that burgundy shade, and I'm literally just kind of tapping it on the outer parts of my lips. Just trying to blend it, slightly darken the shade. Now my last step is using this kind of dark berry lip plumper from, I believe it's called Buxom, and just kind of blending all of those colors together. It's just going to deepen this lip look just slightly even more. So there is the completed face makeup. So now we're going to move back onto the body. So your Phoenix should be based in white, and then using the same eyeshadows that we use for the eye, we're going to bring that down into the actual Phoenix. So I'm taking like a light yellowy orange shade and just doing strokes in the middle of the Phoenix. I'm definitely layering it And I'm also blending like a mid-tone shade to just slightly deepen it, because it was kind of coming out a little bit light. Next, I'm taking this pencil brush from It Cosmetics with a mid-tone shade mixed with the burgundy. And because this is over a cream product, it is blending really nicely. So I'm just doing these light little strokes to just shape the Pheonix wings a little bit better. I just kind of want to add some dimension to this look, even though I know I guess in the comic, this whole Pheonix is literally just yellow. But I just want to do some extra detailing. Just know when you're working on this, make sure to be careful around the black areas. I don't know if you can see some of that pulled in on the edges. Now that you have your Pheonix completely filled in, I'm using a gold shimmer shadow from my eyeshadow palette, and I'm just adding extra dimension by adding this shimmery shade all over on the wings. I just think it gives it a really pretty effect. So I'm just blending that in the middle, on the tail, and I'll take a little bit on the neck of the Pheonix. Now we're going to move on to the actual bodysuit. So sometimes her bodysuit is green and sometimes it's red. So I wanted to do a bit of a kind of like a gradient effect, going from the red bodysuit blending into the green. So I did one arm green off camera, and as you saw before, I was just blending some of that red. All of this is the same burgundy eyeshadow that I've been using on my face and eyes. So I start with the Beauty Blender, and then I kind of layer it with this Kat Von D dual-ended brush. So here I'm just trying to add as much pigment to make it as less see-through as possible. Now to kind of detail and kind of complete the look, I take this flat brush from Stila. It's technically a foundation brush, and I'm just dipping it back into that burgundy shadow, and I'm just tracing along the V-neck part of this bodysuit just to kind of finish up the lines. So I'm just blending that out, and I'll just take it all the way up to the shoulder. The other thing you want to do is, once you finish with the lines, I take the black liquid liner and I just kind of refresh the borders of the V-neck and around the bird. So here you have my completed Pheonix look. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped you with any of your Halloween looks.